This week's episode is sponsored by Current Jerker Designs. When you're a promoter of any kind, one main obstacle you face is, how do I get more attention for my business? With Current Jerker Designs, you get over 10 years of experience with their creative marketing services. Reach out to Derek Sharp at currentjerkerdesigns.com. Again, that's currentjerkerdesigns.com, or you can email Derek directly to derek@currentjerkerdesigns.com.
All right. Thanks for listening to this episode of Tuesday Face Wrestling Podcast. On today's episode, Chris, I'm super impressed by that ad read and how you got this whole StreamYard episode.
Listen, I try to do my best here, trying to carry my weight around here. You've been doing all these solo episodes, kick-ass interviews, and I had to do something to make up for
that. Continue the trend of talking to some of freelances. I want to say young or newer talent. This man, it's like a super charismatic guy we got on the show today. Before we introduce him, you just talk briefly. Give me like a 1 or 2 sentence synopsis. You were at Mania. We haven't talked about that live yet. Your first Mania experience. Go.
It was pretty cool. It was busy. It was definitely a Gringo show. GCW that night. It was what I expected, what I was looking forward to. I got to finally meet Dr. Wagner Jr., who I got a mask signed, and it was all fun.
Yeah.
And then Mania was extremely, it was back-to-back Mania. I'm too old for it. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Because then when we had to fly back, by the time I was home, it was one of those, I don't want to go into work tomorrow. And clearly I had to go in early morning Tuesday, so I spent all Monday
it's a lot.
Traveling back to the house. So yeah, man, but it was good. I'm looking forward to it next year. I already told you we gotta hit up Hollywood and do Mania Hollywood and all the things that come with Mania weekend.
Yeah, Gringo show looked great from what I saw on Twitter. It was an objectively good Mania, I thought. I haven't watched in a couple years, but I was very pleased with a lot of stuff. So I'm really glad you got to enjoy that. But this is not the podcast for WrestleMania recap. I'm sure every other podcast has kind of done that last week.
Yeah.
We're doing something different this week. We're going to welcome someone into the buffet line so we can bring him in whenever you're ready, Chris.
All right. Coming in from the green room.
All right.
Hello.
Hey,
hello.
He's here. Hello.
Yeah.
So who we have on the show today, in case you're just listening and not watching, is Mr. Alfonso Gonzalez of Freelance Wrestling, Freelance Underground. Alfonso, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for being here. And how's it going today, man?
Thank you for having me. It's going pretty well. Going as good as I think it can be. So, yeah, I'm just happy to join the buffet line for the first time. Should be fun.
Thank you. Yeah, and in case people listening don't know what the buffet line is, so I think Alfonso is a perfect candidate for the buffet line, as we kind of talked about before we got on the podcast. It's because, in my eyes, if I just put on my freelance goggles, Alfonso came out of nowhere for us. And we've talked about this before, on the podcast. It was we knew who kind of the graduates were, graduates from a certain class, like the Pick and Pop, the Bang Bros, et cetera. They kind of came onto the scene a little bit before, and then all of a sudden it's hey, wait, this Alfonso guy. And then he's getting certain really important matches with former freelance champions as his tag partner, et cetera. And Chris and I are wait, who is this guy? So you're a perfect candidate because we don't know too much about you. We looked a little bit into some stuff, but we purposely didn't do a ton of research because we didn't want to we want you to tell us a lot of that. So
yeah, of course.
The buffet line has 3 parts. Chris, do you want to introduce what the buffet line is?
Sure. So the buffet line, as we've been running for approximately 5 years, actually, just wanted to put that out there. I was going through our song.
Our anniversary happened in March.
It happens
right?
every year. We just kind of overlook at it. It's at some point we'll realize that we're a year older.
Congrats. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the buffet line is basically this episode's broken up into 3 sections, like a buffet, right? What is your salad? You start off with those fresh takes. move on into what we call the main course, the hot plate, which is more getting to know you a little bit more in depth, some more wrestling questions, maybe some favorite matches, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into desserts, which is guilty pleasures. So we'll top that off with a fun game of word association there, where a lot of people try, not everybody wins. You just gotta stick to one word answers.
We really don't have winners or losers. Yeah, no,
Okay,
there's no pressure.
I was
It's
gonna
fine.
say, like, can you fail? Can you fail the buffet line? Like,
No, you can't.
you're giving me
Some
flashbacks
people-
to like high school or something. I'm like, I don't want to fail anymore, please.
No, no pop quizzes. Some people are like one word answer. It's the goal is the hardest part is a one word answer because people will try to hyphenate words where there shouldn't be a hyphen.
Yeah.
Or like things like that.
You think the rules will be pretty simple with one word, you know? I'm surprised people tend to mess that up.
Yeah,
but who knows?
They put the pressure on themselves. Know that we are not putting any pressure on you. It's all in your head.
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna ignore that until it comes. You know, I don't need all this tension and pressure, you know, being put on me right away.
You'll forget about it, and then it'll hit you out of nowhere.
Yeah, then I'll start sweating, you know, profusely.
Definitely. So Alfonso, this, like I said, the salad bar is kind of like getting into, like, you're just warming up. You're just kind of getting to know someone, et cetera, et cetera. The hot plate is more your meatier stuff. Dessert is guilty pleasures. What else are you into, et cetera. So the salad bar, which we can get into, is a general broad question that we ask a lot of people, but people have different takes on it. So we want to know what it is you love about wrestling, just in general.
Ooh.
So that could be the theatrics of it, the athleticism of it, et cetera. Like, I'll let you answer that question. What is it you love about wrestling?
For sure. I think the first thing, like, starting from when I first fell in love with wrestling, the thing that drew me to it was like just the entertainment aspect of it. Because I always say there's something for like everybody in a wrestling show. Like people will kind of be put off when you say like, oh, it's a wrestling show. They'll think like, oh, it's just guys fighting. But there's like a whole like the entertainment aspect. Like you have the music, the fireworks, you know, the lighting. You have promos, interviews, like all that stuff. Like really made me like a fan. I would say like all the stuff put together. But now now that I'm actually wrestling, like what draws me to wrestling now is more so the performance aspect of it, knowing like how people can, you know, like stick to their times and like, you know, hit their moves like bat 1,000 pretty much, you know, hit them like great every time. All this under pressure, how people can do this, because there's so many moving parts to a wrestling show as well that like most people don't know about. So I'd say now the performance aspect is what, you know, attracts me to wrestling. But I've pretty much also.
Go
ahead. Oh no, go ahead.
No, go.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was gonna say like also like it's hard to like date it back too, because as far as I can tell, I've always loved wrestling because my whole family's loved wrestling. So it's like super hard to narrow it down to just like one thing. So.
Yeah, no, I apologies to cut you off. I think you lagged there for a second. That might be you or me. I don't know who that is.
No, I'm just slow. I'm slow. You know,
we can blame it on the tech guy if you want to point at
let's point fingers. Yeah,
sure.
It's the tech guy.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't upgrade your internet.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, sorry. I should have plugged in. That's my fault. Or hardwired in. But yeah, no, I think that you hit it on the head, and I think that what Chris and I noticed with you is how, I guess, how natural that entertainment part comes for you. I think, and I think that's something that we're going to get into a little bit more, kind of as the interview goes on.
All right.
It's one of the starting things, right? And you know, Charlie mentioned like for us under, you know, our freelance goggles. This is, I mean, if I remember correctly, the first time I saw you, it was when I think you replaced Chico in a match.
Yeah. Yes.
So
that was actually that was at Underground. Yes.
Yes, Freelance Underground at the brewery.
Yes. I was the last minute. I found out the night before actually, because I had known Chico got sick. And I knew that they were going to have to replace him. But at that time, I wasn't working matches regularly. I think I'd maybe had one match. But in the eyes of my trainers, like I assumed I wasn't good to start working. And then James actually texted me asking if I'd want to team up with Danger Mask, and I'm like, sure. I'm like, this guy looks weird, but then like we're also wrestling the clowns who are super weird too. So I'm like, I was like, yeah, I'm like, what could be so hard? So I replaced Chico, and then like next thing I know, I'm getting popcorn shoved down my throat and like thrown in my eyes, and I'm like, I understand, why they would book someone like Chico in a match like that. He'd probably thrive in like that weird environment. But yeah,
hey, he's from another planet. Danger Mask. So,
oh yeah, I think him and Chico both are from different planets. I have no idea what's going on in Chico's head at all. Oh, man.
But where I was going with that is that how would you describe Alfonso Gonzalez to new fans like who hadn't had the chance to see you work? Because for me, it translated very quickly who you were in the ring. And then after seeing you in other matches, it's like, oh, okay, so he's gonna piss me off, but also give me some comedic relief, but also then all of a sudden shock me with a move that I didn't expect him to do. So what would you say to that?
Well, Alfonso Gonzalez is just me. It's me. Like, it's my actual name too. What I would describe myself as is I consider myself to be the ultimate competitor. That's why I've made the Team Alfonso. And if I'm the ultimate competitor, I'm not going to just add anybody that, forks money my way onto the team. It's a very tight group. That's why it's been the team of one for such a long time. So Alfonso Gonzalez, the ultimate competitor, the ultimate, quote unquote martial artist, whatever you want to put it on. As you can see, I got that black belt I walk out with. Don't ask me what it's in because I'm not going to tell you. It's a secret. But yeah, I'll be entertaining out there. I'll joke around. I'll be quippy. You know why? It's because like I already know as an ultimate fighter, ultimate competitor, the match is an afterthought. I'm going to have fun out there. I'm going to trash talk. I'm going to interact with the fans because I know I have the victory in my back pocket. So that's how I would describe myself.
Wow, honestly, we asked that question to a lot of people, and I don't know if they have such a succinct or put together answer. So it sounds like you thought a little bit more beyond. You could say like it's just me, but it sounds like you thought more beyond that and kind of can give that elevator.
I hate when people say like, "Oh, it's me." It's like, okay, who are you? Like, I have no idea who you are. Like, I could assume that.
That's a good follow-up question. Hey, it's me. Who are you?
Exactly right. Mm-hmm. So I'd assume you've had the Bang Bros on, right? Like I guarantee you, like when you
it's been actually.
I know Davey Bang was probably like, "Oh, it's me." Like I could already just hear it in my head. Like that guy's an idiot. I can't stand that guy. August is cool though.
Well, let's not trash the Bang Bros, okay?
No, it's too late. I already beat him too.
You have to. I have to apologize. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off. I think I'm lagging.
No, I think I'm just.
We're gonna have
slow.
to fix some things in post here, Chris.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No, it's not you. I don't know who it is. But I like things are coming to, and then I'm cutting you off, and I apologize for that.
No, don't worry about it.
Hopefully, Chris can work some magic. Or Chris, do you want to just maybe keep going with the agenda, maybe, and then I'll try to chime in.
We'll keep running down the buffet line here, and that was like a quick little intro. We got to know a little bit more about Alfonso Gonzalez, and to kind of close out that salad bar portion of this interview, what is your favorite part of an actual salad?
Oh, that's a good question. Are peas? Do people put peas in salad? I really like peas. In salads. I don't know why. I really like peas.
That's a first, though.
It's okay. Do you guys remember?
I have never heard that before.
You want to hear like an obscure, like way out there story about my life? Is I don't know if you guys remember Old Country Buffet used to be around.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but when I was like a little kid, like really little.
Oh yeah.
I would just get like a bowl of like peas from the salad line, and I would just eat it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just love peas. It sounds weird. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I don't care. It's out there.
Hey.
No, I mean, I think I have more respect for solo people than putting them in a salad.
Yeah, exactly. I was ahead of the game. Some would say.
Trendsetter. Now
Just
people are
wait,
gonna have
dude.
peas.
Once this drops,
Is
everybody's
that
gonna be eating peas out in the street. Gonna be pulling a handful of peas out of their pocket, just start eating them in the street.
is that what you do? You credit peas for any of your muscular physique now? Is the pea diet the way to go?
I don't know. Peas maybe are the reason I'm so green. No, I'm just kidding. It's a little joke, but no, I don't know. Maybe eating all those peas is what made me so short. I don't know.
That's it's the most unique answer I think we'll ever get for that question. So I'm not mad about it by any means.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, let's then move into the hot plate. And let's start off by talking about Kylie Ray. What's your opinion on Kylie? I mean, she is, as Charlie stated before, former freelance champion.
I think two-time.
Two-time, that's right. And you were tagging with her. Things did not go maybe as planned. Maybe they did. I don't know. Tell us, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you guys are getting the W, but is there some friction there? Or like
No, there is maybe? Because I don't know if you guys watched the last freelance show, but she actually cost me my tag team titles against the Ticket Home Wreckers. So, I had to kick her out of the team. It's hard to say, but let's go back. Let's go back to the very beginning, so people that aren't following might understand. So, I think it started off in November. I was trying to enter the She-Lance Scramble, because I figured, if anybody's going to show these ladies how to wrestle, it's going to be me. And then next thing you know, I was giving kind words of encouragement to each and every one. And for some reason, they ambushed me from behind, which, that's not cool. I would never attack somebody from behind. And then they're bopping me around, and then Kylie gives me a forearm in the throat. And I also got low blowed. So technically, I think I kind of won the She-Lance Scramble because I got low blowed. That's a DQ. So that's another victory that's not in the record books, but should be. So from there, I always, first impressions are always very important to me. One thing I noticed is she actually hesitated. I could see it in her eyes that she didn't actually want to hurt me, but she was just kind of following the mob mentality, and I respected that. And I saw how sad she was because she lost, and that was her. I don't know. She was on a losing streak ever since Freelance came back in Chicago. So I kind of decided hey, I know they booked us in a match together. We'll consider this a tryout to see if you can make Team Alfonso. And then, of course, I beat her clean in the center of the ring, and I just keep seeing her carrying her head down, and she's guilt tripping me, making me feel bad about her. So I'm okay, maybe wrestling me wasn't the best way, to teach you how to be a winner like myself. Maybe we need a team together. And we made easy work, beat the Bang Bros clean in the center of the ring. That gave us number one contendership for the titles. And then, of course, in that title match, she chokes, cost me the belts. So I had to kick her out of the team. Simple as that.
So you guys it's no more then?
No, it's done. She's an afterthought. I don't even care anymore. Like you could say two-time freelance champion. I don't care. It means nothing to me. Because the way I see it, all of last year and all of this year so far, she's been a loser without me. I single-handedly handed her very first victory at Freelance in over a year.
Well, we were in a pandemic. I mean, does that?
I don't care, dude. I don't care. I count any fight. I count street fights. If any Karen's attacking you in a shopping mall and you need to put her in her place, I don't care.
So is Team Alfonso a faction you're gonna build, or is that just?
Yeah, no, it's always open to anybody. The thing is, nobody's on my level. That's why nobody's been able to get in besides myself. I let Kylie join for one match, and she blew the opportunity. She cost me the titles. They were going to hang in the dojo.
I see.
Are there any prospects to Team Alfonso?
Yeah, but I don't want to say it out loud because I know they're going to listen, because they're such big fans of me, and their heads are going to get massive. So, but I could probably count it on a hand.
Do you have are you reviewing resumes at this moment?
Here's the thing. I can't really read that well, so I just look at how big the text is on the resumes, and if somebody's putting too much, I'm they're probably lying, But if I've been kicked in the head far too many times.
What is it? So the dojo, the black belt, where is it? Where is that place, and what's it called? Is that the Team Alfonso?
Well, here's the thing. I can't. It's a Team Alfonso dojo. They say it in my introduction. I think that's where I'm hailing from.
Okay.
The black belt, you don't need to worry about what that's in. Like, I'll show you once I get in the ring why I have that. I'll tell you what, I didn't just go online and buy it. All right, that's not what I did. Okay? I didn't just go on Craigslist and buy 3 of them because the first 2 weren't in my size. That didn't happen. So
I see.
the dojo though, I can't tell you where that is. Maybe you'll see it in the future if I put out some videos or whatnot. But I don't need fans showing up to my compound or dojo begging like, please, like, let me join the team, give me a free seminar. I don't want to have to deal with that. I already deal with enough idiots. When I go help out at the academy, whatnot, train with them, with like the low lives.
So that's your role. You go to the Freelance Academy to inspire and teach and
I see myself as kind of a hero. Like sometimes I'll stoop down to their level, and I'll be like, all right, I guess I'll train with these people. They're all jealous. They all want to be a part of the team. The most elite team in all of wrestling. So I'll go down there probably like 4 or 5 times a week. And just like keep my eyes out. And there's some people there that do impress, so I can't lie.
I see. Do you think there's any conflicting? You said Kylie was kind of conflicted. I saw it in your guys' matches.
Yeah,
it was like this. Like, I feel like you guys maybe had different ways you thought the matches wanted to go, almost like maybe different agendas within the match, even though you're on the same team. Do you think you gave her any conflicting signals to confuse her, or was it like? Do you think that any of that's on you?
No, here's the thing. The signals are the signals. Either she gets them or she doesn't. And if you look back at our match against the Bang Bros, as soon as we started going with my game plan, intentionally or not, we ended up winning, regardless of what happened. But when we tried to do things her way, by her not listening to me against Take It Home Wreckers, we ended up losing. So it's simple as that.
Okay. All right. So are you recruiting any like podcasters or media team to Team Alfonso? Can we join or no?
Here's the thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have black belts and, it may be for like a free trial run. If you guys each pay me $50, I'll consider it.
That's it.
Yeah. That's a free trial though.
Okay.
And then if you don't cancel your subscription, it's going to be $200 out of your account the next week.
Oh, so it's like a on sale trial.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever I feel like doing, really.
So what do you have to say? Last time we talked to James from Freelance Underground and Freelance Wrestling, he did mention it's like, well, Alfonso has gotten the spotlight, and it could be too soon, too early, and too fast. Like, do you think he's right about that, or you were just
no? I mean,
you've been training, in the dojo for so long that you were ready.
Well, here's the thing. I started training in pro wrestling, I believe, late August in 2020. So that's when I started showing up to the Freelance Wrestling Academy.
Okay.
And I 100% totally understand what James says. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know I've been blessed with these opportunities that I've gotten. So I make sure I treat every time I go out there like this can be the last time. So I'm gonna do my best to entertain people and do my job well and get the victory. So for sure, like, I understand about him being worried about overexposure, but the fact that that's in the back of my head, I think is like, it kind of gives me an advantage because now I know, like, okay, I'm going to work hard to show that I can hang in this spot, and hopefully I can stay in this spot for as long as possible.
I want to say that I think I'm back on this. I think the lagging has ceased. I was like I turned off Wi-Fi on other devices, and I was like turning off apps on my computer. So I apologize for any
real professional. Damn, yeah, you came prepared. Wow.
Well, I went into like crisis mode once basically I was like 4 steps behind you guys in conversation. And anyone, so although Alfonso are very talented, I think Chris and I could say that. But did all this come natural, or was there someone at the academy that you would consider like a mentor or like tutor kind of going through that?
Here's the thing is, like, I don't like bragging, but from what other people said, they said it came very naturally. But me, I don't look at what I can do well. I look at what I do bad, and then I try and do that well. In regards to mentors, like there's a ton of people that have helped me out for sure. Like Kylie, before she let me down, she would help out a lot. That guy, what's his name? Isaiah, that other freaking loser. I can't stand that guy.
Wow.
That's slander. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I love Isaiah. He's just, he better not get in my way. That's all I'm saying. Another person, I know you guys love him. Pat Monix. He helped out a lot.
Yeah, great we're guy. huge fans of Pat Monix, right, Chris? Just gigantic fans.
Sure. I mean, whatever. We can move on. Who else?
It's Pat Monix helped out a lot. Trevor Outlaw, all the nice people in pro wrestling,
Wow.
all the great souls, Trevor Outlaw actually did help out a lot. He's one of the guys that would go if he would see, that people were working hard, he would go out of their way to make sure to help you out. Show you how to cheat properly in matches without getting caught, and all this happened before he got kicked out of the academy. So ever since that happened, I don't know. I guess I would just see him around at shows and whatnot, but I only saw him for a little bit until he got kicked out. But unrightfully so, by the way.
Yeah, Trevor. I wouldn't put necessarily the word helpful and Trevor Outlaw in the same sentence, but I mean, maybe you've had different experiences.
Yeah, no, like I said, he probably didn't see anything in you. That's why he doesn't help you out. But that's all right. It's neither here nor there.
Do you don't think at all that Project Monix kind of turned his back on everyone that was supporting, including podcasters that did an hour-long episode about his retirement, and then he didn't retire? Is there anything like that?
Here's the thing, I feel bad because I feel like this kind of goes back to me as well, because early on, Pat would show up at the school when he was still kind of on hiatus, and we would talk about just wrestling, and you could see that we both loved it. We would talk about it for hours. Right. So I believe it was the October show at Freelance. I was supposed to be in a scramble, and last second they're Pat's gonna wrestle a singles match and he wants to wrestle you. So I was like, okay. I'm obviously, always ready for a card to change. Mm-hmm. And I think I felt so bad because I beat him in 5 minutes so badly that the next day he had to cancel his retirement because he was like, I can't go on.
So it was you that changed his mind.
Yeah, I'm not one to take credit, but yeah, it's my fault.
Wow. So okay. Oh, now it's the stars are aligning, I guess.
Yeah, but no, yeah. It's pretty pathetic that retirement runs. So I'm kind of glad, the stuff he's doing now is great. He's clearly a man of the people, people were crying when he was going to leave, and then now he's staying, and everybody's getting mad. I don't get it.
I guess it depends on who's in the crowd. If he can bring in his boys from where he grew up, maybe they want him to stay. But there's
what are these hashtags down here? I told you I can't read that well, but when you misspell stuff like that, I actually clicks in my brain properly.
Well, there's supposed to be a U in between the F and the C, so I don't know if you can see. Yeah.
What does that spell? Say it out loud.
No, we're that's for whoever wants to interpret that as whatever. Just know that we're displeased with both of those people, Trevor and Pat, one more than the other. We'll still have Trevor on all the time if he ever wants to join the podcast. He can.
Rightfully so, dude. That's just money waiting to be made right there.
Yeah, I mean, we've shown nothing but love to Trevor, and he just keeps pushing us away, and it's all we want to do is mend that bridge. All we want to do is mend that bridge. But when it comes to Pat, we will burn that bridge for the bridge might be burned forever. So I don't think there's any rebuilding that for us.
It's a shame. He's a good man.
Yeah. Well, we respect your opinion. Let's transition into goals. We wouldn't have you on if we didn't. Let's transition to into goal. So it sounds like freelance tag titles were the goal. Is that still the goal at freelance wrestling or freelance underground? Is it first build Team Alfonso back up and then go for those, or what's the goal?
Well, goals are interesting to me because I would hear all the time people would set up very big goals for them to reach far out in the future. I'm the complete opposite. What I do is I set up several small and realistic goals ahead of me. Yeah. When I first started training, I'm gonna be okay, We learn how to do rolls or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do rolls at my house, until I can do them like no problem, almost like it's muscle memory. Then like another realistic goal, like a few months in, was like, okay, I want to have my first match within a year of me starting training. And then that happened. So there's just a bunch of small goals like that I set up, for myself.
Yeah.
Like when the tag title opportunity came before me, obviously that's like a one right there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to want to win the tag titles. But now, since it's back to the team of one, that's not really that realistic of a goal to have. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could win the tag titles by myself, but that's not in my horizons right now. So I don't know. There's things I'm always working on, whether it be I don't know, just get in better shape or make my moves look cleaner, things of that nature. Always like focus on realistic, attainable goals.
I think this is the Alfonso. We're on common ground now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I know earlier it was the lag, and then we got into some people. So you being mean to some people that we don't like, that we do like, and then you being nice to some people that we don't like. But now we're on common ground. Like I preach this every day. Chris knows that regarding the podcast, I try to do 2 things a day with it. It's like those are small goals. So yeah. I think this is like a mindset that everyone should adapt. I don't know, Chris, how do you feel about this? Oh, are you muted? Chris, are you muted?
Oh, I did mute myself. Sorry there. For those who are not watching, I am at the office, and I think the cleaning lady's about to do her round here.
Oh, no, our arch nemesis from the past. She's back.
Right, she's back.
Did you give him all your bad Wi-Fi or what? Send all your bad connection his way or something is what I thought.
Oh, my. Lost you there for a second, but we're back, right?
Yes.
It's you with the Wi-Fi then. Chris, this is your fault.
It's your fault. Not me. It's the lady, dude.
You're hosting the stream.
She gets us every time.
So, Chris, small goals. Yes. No?
Right. I was saying that I think you're ready for the dojo. I mean, you might be part of Team Alfonso before we know it.
Yeah, dude. I might bump it down to $49 for you. Who knows?
$49.99.
Yeah.
Can we do 3 installments of $49.99? Like
you just got to pay them all up front if you're going to do it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
It kind of defeats the purpose of.
Well, no, you can't do 3 installments up front. You gotta let me
pay away.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it your dojo? Oh, no, I didn't think so.
No, it's not. But
that's it. You're at 51 now.
Plus tax.
Price is going up.
Yeah, plus interest. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like it's smart, so.
No. Honestly, more people should do what you're doing, Alfonso, because I'm not going to get into some motivational speaker or anything like that, but people will put these giant expectations on themselves, and it's just impossible to meet. And you got to shrink it down to what you have to do that day. You conquer that day. Even if you don't, you just move on to the next, and like all of that compounds and builds on each other until you own a dojo. That's basically
exactly. But then also with like big goals, like you said, sometimes if all you have is big goals, I feel like over time it can just weigh down on you. Because you'll get upset with yourself. You'll be like, why aren't I at this thing right here? Don't focus on like this thing that you haven't obtained yet. Like you can look back at things you probably have done. Like you've probably achieved a ton of small goals in that meantime. But in your head, you're like, oh, I still have to get this thing that I'm reaching for and I'm not there. So what am I doing wrong? So it's very rewarding to like, achieve these small realistic goals in my mind.
Yeah. Think about like the top of the mountain. You're staring up at the top of the mountain and there's like 50 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
The price that I have to pay to get into the dojo, 50, not 51, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
If you keep this up.
But like, how are you, like, it's just like, there's steps. So like, what is step 1? It's the first step, right? Like that is like day 1. Like people try to super jump up to like step 35. Step 43, and it's just like not like you could apply what you're talking about. I could do a TED talk on it, honestly. You could apply what you're talking about to literally anything in life, not wrestling.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
One step at a time, $1 at a time.
Exactly. One free trial at a time for $50.
In fact, I think we're launching a Patreon, Chris, today. And it's $1 to sign up. We're looking for 51 people in total.
Oh,
and
pathetic. What a moocher. Oh my goodness.
Alfonso, tell me about some of your most memorable matches that you've had recently. Like I want to know, like, have you we talked about, again, the freelance goggles or whatnot, like 'cause that's, we focus here in the Midwest.
Yes.
But have you wrestled anywhere else? Have you traveled around? I believe I saw you in Texas. You were there.
Yes. Yeah. No, I didn't wrestle in Texas. I was just there to kind of help out, meet people, make connections. But memorable matches, if we can go all the way back to my very first match, that's kind of a fun story. It was actually at Zello Pro in August. What it was I believe somebody on the card got food poisoning, so they were short a match, and they combined two of them or whatnot. And I was just there to help out, help out with setup and tear down, whatever they needed help with. And my trainer at the time, Bryce Benjamin, actually like pulled me aside, and he puts his arm around me, and he's like, "You got your gear?" I'm like, "No," because I'm an idiot and I'm dumb. And he's like, "Oh." He's like, "Well, we'll find you gear." And then his next thing he says is, "You think you can go 5 minutes with Hornswoggle?" I'm like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Don't think about it too much." I'm like, "Yeah." And so I ended up having my debut was at Zello Pro against Hornswoggle, and the gear they ended up getting me was Chico Suave's gear, and it was about like 3 sizes too tight on everything, including his boots. But that's a match I look back on like very fondly because it's so random. Like, who would ever think that? Like, me growing up, like I would watch Swoggle all the time on TV. Never would I think I'd like get to do anything in the ring with him, let alone a match. So
yeah,
that one's always funny because like all my friends that used to watch wrestling, they know that. If I explain like, "Oh, I wrestled like Project Monix or Kylie Ray," they'll be like, "What?" Like, they don't get it. They're not in like the indie wrestling bubble as much, or like the pro wrestling bubble as often now, but they all remember Hornswoggle. They all remember Mr. Anderson doing that flipping like Death Valley driver off the ladder with him. And I felt bad, during that match too. Like, that's another thing. I feel bad for people all the time. Like, I was kicking the crap out of Swoggle, and I look over and his son looked really sad. So I was like, you know what? I'll lay down for this guy. I'll let him beat me for his son.
Just let the legend, give the legend his respect, right?
Yeah, I felt bad, I'm like, his kid's there, but looking back, I probably should have beat him and his kid. But anyway, that's a match that sticks with me. That's another common theme is like in pro wrestling, you never know what's going to come your way. I've been thrown into so many matches last minute. I remember when my trainers told me I was going to have my first match. I think I got thrown into 3 matches the week before that.
Damn.
Like last second. Like, I remember.
Did you have your gear though?
Okay.
ABYG.
Yeah, funny story. No, because Isaiah's actually made my gear, and he was doing some adjustments for the for it just to make it fit better. And it was actually at the Windy City Summit. I got thrown into a 6-man tag with Marcus Mathers, Billy Starks, and myself against Chris Castro and the Bang Bros. So that was another one where I'd never done a 6-man tag. That was my 3rd match ever.
Wow.
All these people didn't hold anything back. They wanted to do everything. And I'm just sitting there like an idiot and be like, I'm not going to go against it. Whatever happens, happens. That's another mentality I have too, because I see people get so nervous before. I'm like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. Just try and be entertaining and be safe, most importantly. So that's another one. There's so many inside jokes and like funny memories about that match that I share with those people that were in it. So I'm thankful for that one. Even though I ended up losing.
How do you so it's difficult to turn that part of your brain off, right? Like you just tell someone don't be nervous and then it makes them more nervous. But how do you get into that mindset of, or have you always been like that of just like, let it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. And that kind of seems to take the edge off where you can be a little bit more comfortable in the ring. Because watching you are very comfortable in the ring. So like, how do you get to that point?
Thank you. Well, it wasn't always like that. I actually did judo for, I think, 10 to 11 years in my youth, back in my like tens or whatever you would say. I don't know, when I was a little kid. And
Yeah.
I would be nervous every tournament because it's like it would be terrible. Like I'd feel like I was about to crap my pants or something every time I was about to step on that mat. And
Yeah.
then now, if I wish I had this mindset I have now back then, because I feel like I could have done better. But, nothing you could do about that. So now,
Mm-hmm.
literally, it's like people tell me all the time I'm a natural entertainer. So the way I see it is I have to go out there. I have to perform. I can't leave until I'm done. So might as well make the most of the time I'm out there. Whatever happens, happens. I always say that. Like, I'll tell that to myself, like, before I go out the curtain. Like, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. No, I think they could loosen some people up, honestly.
Yeah.
And so that's great.
Just have fun.
Definitely. No, it sounds like you do, or it looks like you do, at least when we watch you.
Yeah, especially when I win.
Yeah. I mean, you did beat Monix. Monix does lose a lot.
Yeah.
We don't have to get into that.
Yeah.
But that concludes the main course. Do you have any favorite main course food, like any favorite entree that you usually go to?
I won't say peas again, but I don't know. I like a lot of things. I don't know. I like steak. I like chicken wings. I like meat.
Meat, okay, with peas on the
sorry
side.
If you guys are vegan, yeah, of course. You gotta add some color there.
Right. No, that works. I think that's good. Chris, on to dessert.
Yeah, it's time for some dessert. I mean, so far what I've picked up is that, small goals, one step at a time, and whatever happens, happens. This is the mentality of Team Alfonso.
Yeah, I'm also an idiot, so like none of that can make any sense to other people too. But that's what goes on.
So far, so good. You're Charlie's already writing down ideas for his next TED Talk. So
no, there's a lot. Alfonso. There's a lot. I mean, like I said, like you like some people we don't like. You have some friction with some people we like, but there are a lot of things that I like about you, that we like about you. So I mean, I wouldn't consider our relationship fractured. I think it's still growing.
All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we're in the dessert side of things, you've been going to shows and helping out and making connections, like you said. But do you watch any wrestling for fun still, or is just wrestling something that you're focused in at a different level?
No, I'll still watch. Like, I'll go out of my way to watch like pay-per-views, like WWE and AEW whenever I can. But for the most part, like, the thing is, like, I also don't live very close to the Freelance Academy, so when I do swing by there, like, that's like an hour plus there and like an hour back.
Oh, shit.
And I'm there, like, I try to go. I'm pretty much there Monday through Thursday, so I can't really catch up on, like the TV stuff. Like, if I hear something's really good, I'll go out of my way to go watch it. But for sure, I'll peep all the pay-per-views.
Nice. And that's W. And did you watch Mania?
Yes, I did. I was in Dallas and we had a super early flight, so I was like trying to watch night one and I was like falling asleep because it was like 5 a.m. But
oh shit, yeah.
No, actually, yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty solid.
Yeah, Chris was there.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, I saw you in Dallas.
Yeah. So what are the? I mean, I honestly did not know that you live that far from the academy. I figured. I don't know why I assumed that everybody that goes to the academy lives so close.
Pretty much everybody does. I think there's like 2 or 3 people like me that have to like commute pretty far.
Whereabouts? You don't have to obviously tell us the.
Well, like if I look out this window, I'll probably just see a bunch of cornfields. So like,
okay,
kind of like that.
Sure.
Okay.
The rural.
Yeah.
Hey, dedication.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it.
Once again, yeah. I mean, I might be scrounging to get that $51. We'll see. I mean, a lot of good things about Alfonso Gonzalez.
Oh man, you're gonna make me blush.
Did it go down yet?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not good at math. I can't think of any number between 51 and 50. Once you throw decimals in there, it throws me off.
Okay. What other interests do you have? What else are you interested in?
Oh man, I love movies. I love watching movies.
Any particular genre type?
I like everything pretty much besides like fantasy, like wizards and like hobos and whatnot. Like that stuff, I can't really get into that. You know, like I could watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I'm like, yeah, this is really well made and it's pretty good, but it's just not my thing.
Wait, wizards and hobo, like how are they in
Yeah.
the same category? How did you just group those two groups together?
I stole it from a movie. If you know, you know.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
well, hey,
Yeah.
that's very meta of you to quote a movie
Yeah, of
line
course.
in a movie answer.
Yeah, but no, I love I love all kinds of movies, even musicals. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. I love musicals.
Yeah, what have you? I just saw Moulin Rouge. Have you seen that?
Nah, dude, I'm not old.
Well, that's running right now.
No, I'm not young. Never mind.
No, okay.
The last musical I probably saw was that West Side Story remake. Steven Spielberg made. Super good. Good.
That's on HBO, I think, right now, right?
Yeah, and it's also very sentimental for me because my dad and we would always watch the original one that came out, I believe, 60 or 61. So it's cool, you know, that they made a remake. He's not dead, by the way. I just realized right now, by the way I said that, it makes it sound like my dad's dead. Like, now he's alive. We saw this new one. Just throwing it out there.
Just a nostalgic moment.
Yeah, you know. So I think maybe that's why I like that. I also love superhero movies, but I feel like everybody likes those, so it's like not even worth mentioning. Dramas, I love dramas and thrillers, especially. If you guys haven't seen this movie, I keep recommending it to everybody. It's one of my favorite movies. It came out 2014, Whiplash, about the jazz drummer and his instructor, played by J.K. Simmons.
The jazz drummer and his
Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. It came
I've
out
heard
in
of it.
2014.
I've heard of
Super
it.
good. That's hey, the cleaning lady. What's up?
The cleaning lady. Oh no!
I think that was my grandma. No, I'm just kidding.
Does she want to come on for a second?
Yeah, does she got any questions?
I would have to provide her headphones, and I don't have another pair. So,
yeah, for sure. Dude, she had her mask on. She doesn't trust you. That's kind of embarrassing.
Definitely.
But yeah, go see Whiplash if you can, please.
Okay. Is it just, it's not necessarily like music, but it's just that movie. You're just like,
because like that's not even like really a musical. Like there's music in it, but what draws me to that is it's about a guy whose dream is he wants to be like a jazz musician. And obviously, like wrestling, that's got to be so hard to do, and be successful at, probably more so. And it's about like how far are you willing to push yourself to like reach your dream? Like you really want this, how far are you willing to go? And his teacher, played by J.K. Simmons, you know, pushes him really hard, like crazier than more people would think, you know. So, and it's like a movie that you could swap with anything. Like, oh, he could be a wrestler, he could be a baseball player, he could be whatever. He just happens to be like, you know, a jazz drummer. So it's very good. It's very intense. A lot of swearing, but it's also really funny too.
Yeah, you find it relatable because obviously you'll do some inconvenient shit to get on a show, basically.
Yeah,
to get on a wrestling show.
Yeah.
MCU, yes or no?
Yeah, I love the MCU, man. I remember, man, I saw Iron Man when I was like 10, I think. It's crazy, like to see like how far all these movies have gone along. Like it's gotten to the point where like I grew up with all these movies, and I've gotten old enough to see like when I go to the theater, I see little kids like, oh, this is like their first time experiencing like these superheroes or whatnot. Because also like, I think the first superhero movies I fell in love with was like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy. Like you see like Ant-Man is like these kids like new Spider-Man or Captain America or Thor or whoever.
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
I think those were the first. I think the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is kind of the first superhero movies where I'm just like, damn, these are like really, really good. And kind of everyone agrees with that opinion. I actually caught up during COVID on all 22, 23 plus MCU stuff. So it's kind of cool to see like you grew up with it kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I was like a late bloomer to that almost.
You have any favorites?
I have a list. I can share it with you.
Yeah, send it to me. I don't know if you want to bore these people here, but
how
about you give me your like top 3 or something.
Well, so I hot take. I like Infinity War over Endgame.
Endgame. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think a lot of people kind of agree with that. But the way I
Okay.
see it is like, I feel like those are kind of just like one movie. You're supposed to watch them back to back. Like they filmed it back to back. I feel like it's one movie. They just probably didn't
Fair.
realistically expect anybody to like sit in a theater for 6 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So like you got to kind of separate the team up movies from the non team ups because the team up movies a little bit they're gonna be that much better. Like those are like that's the end of the ice cream cone. Like what is the ice cream cone with the chocolate at the bottom of the cone? Drumsticks.
Drumsticks. Yeah.
That's like the end of the drumstick. That's like the best part of the drumstick.
Yeah.
So Thor Ragnarok is objectively really good.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, I was a huge fan of the Loki series.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Huge fan of Loki series because honestly, I'm just once the X-Men come, I'm gonna like explode.
Yeah, I know, dude. I love X-Men.
I binged an entire 90s cartoon or the entire Fox cartoon on Disney Plus.
So
plus some other ones. So yeah, like we said, we could talk about this for hours,
right,
but like that's where I'm at. So
for sure.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Definitely. All right. I think it's time for word association, is it not?
Oh no.
Yep. We're there. We're there.
Did you forget?
Yeah, dude. I buried it away someplace deep, and now you brought it back.
All right, Chris.
Right.
So Chris is going to say one word, and then you give a one-word answer, and he's going to go 10 in a row, rapid fire.
All right. I might pause because I don't want to say anything too bad. You know, so
there's pause. There's pause. And people pause. So like
good.
Chris is going to say sky. You might say blue or clouds, and then it's on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no time limit, but for sure, let's get a good cadence going.
Sure.
But Charlie, I'm actually going to hand it off to you for you to complete this part, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Is the clean lady shooing you out?
Not completely, but sort of.
She's giving him the death stare right now.
There's about to happen.
She's staring through the window and like dragging a finger across her throat.
Okay.
Like,
if you need to go on mute, let me know. And if you need to put the cleaning lady through the Spanish announce table.
Yeah, I'll remove myself and I'll jump right back in.
Okay. All right, Alfonso. Do you mean?
All right. The pressure's on.
Mano y mano.
Yeah. Look me in the eyes.
I got to switch over to the tab. So you're going to see me tab switching. All right, here's the first one. Pro wrestling.
Love.
Good answer. Logan Square Auditorium.
Electric.
Chicago, Illinois.
Wild.
Don't say wild. I was going to say, don't say murder. I'm joking. Star Wars.
OT, if that counts. That's an abbreviation.
OT. And what is that? What is that?
Original trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's fine. That. Yeah, I think we'll accept that. Tag team wrestling.
Confusing.
Okay. Kylie Ray.
Loser.
Ouch. Walls of Jericho.
Ooh. Oh, this one's tough. See, that's hard. You set me up with one that's so hard to just say one word. Mid.
Mid?
Yeah, you want to know why? Because I do it better.
Oh my god. Okay. Number 8 is Zala Pro.
Milwaukee.
That's a good one. The answer we were looking for was green, but I'm joking. No. There's no right or wrong answer.
Don't fail
me. We just put that one in there. We put that one in there all the time, hoping people will say green.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Team Alfonso.
Number 1. That's 2. I'm so freaking dumb.
No, and not if you write it out.
Yeah. We'll put a number 1. Yeah. Hashtag 1.
Hashtag 1. Freelance Wrestling Tag Titles.
Gone.
She costed you then, huh?
Yeah, I know. That's why she's a loser.
Man, the slander. That's it. You think you did a pretty good job, man.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Oh,
Chris, what'd you think?
A little harder than you thought, maybe.
yeah, dude, I'm sweating, dude. If I lift up my pits right now, dude, oh my goodness, dude.
Pit check.
Yeah. Oh, going back on the mid one though. To be fair, with the Walls of Jericho being mid, I'm more of a lion tamer guy myself. You know, I enjoy that one better.
Fair.
So it's like you do that, and then you go back to the Walls of Jericho. It's like I'd rather see a lion tamer.
That's fair. Okay, so I think I fucked that up because I was stalking your Instagram and I saw you doing one, and I that's my fault.
When I do it, it's called the black belt crab, though. So just keep that in mind.
Black belt crab. Is that crab from Boston as well, or no?
No, because I'm not from Boston, idiot. I'm from California.
California crab, then?
Yeah, no, it sounds too sexual. I think. No, what's funny is actually I live in California, but I moved here. Like I've lived here most of my life, so if anybody asks, I just say I'm from here.
Sure, cool. All right, Alfonso, it flew by. I think as we were having such a good time at 55 minutes on the mark. How did you feel about hanging out with us?
Yeah, Chris is cool. You know, Charlie, you could have done better, but no, I'm just kidding. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's nice to be able to get some of this stuff out there because I know I'm very new. Not a lot of people know who I am. I hope you guys have a better understanding of who I am, what the team is, what we're trying to get done. Yeah, no, it's fun. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that goal was accomplished. And so once again, sorry about the lagging earlier, Chris. You're in it, Chris.
Yeah, you should be.
Can you give me some chops? Maybe work some magic on that end a little bit.
Yeah, maybe 2 of your goals should be to fix your Wi-Fi.
Those are 2 things I got.
Yeah, dude.
I started turning stuff off, and I was on the go doing that. I was like on the go trying to work it. So we figured it out.
I can see the panic in your eyes.
Yeah, my eyes were. Was I switching? Was I switching?
No, yeah. I was like, this is an obscure reference, but you remember when Plankton was inside the robot, Mr. Krabs, and he's like hitting all those switches, you know, like going crazy. That's what you.
Yeah,
look like.
I think I've seen that episode.
Yeah, that's what you look like trying to get your Wi-Fi working, sweating profusely.
Hey man, I did it for you because I want to be a part of the dojo one day. So
I appreciate it. Suck up. It's all good.
Well, before we let you go, though, we want to hear what are your social handles? How can people get a hold of you, see what you're doing? I know Charlie said he was stalking your Instagram account.
Yeah.
So, like all those.
It's kind of a weird thing to say.
How do people get into the dojo, etc.?
Nah, dude, don't worry. We'll let you know. We'll let you know when the time comes. I think socials, I believe Instagram is at the Alfonso_G. And I believe Twitter might be the same. If not, I'm sorry. I don't know my own socials. We're working hard to get the MySpace page up and running again. You know, we got taken down because too many people were trying to, join, trying to get in my friend group. Even Tom was like hollering at me. So,
wow.
And also just go on IWTV. Just watch my matches, please. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, we'll make sure to include those handles on the description. Charlie, so that's a note for you. Make sure you include those.
I'll do that if you make me sound better at the beginning of this podcast.
You got it. As far as Two Heels in the Face goes, remember we are on YouTube, so you can actually watch this. And if you're listening to it, you can watch it on YouTube at Two Heels in the Face. Why are you squinting, Alfonso? It's not like you could read. Just let the
you're right. No, sometimes if I make the words look blurry, it clicks in my head and I know what they're saying.
Chris, the cleaning lady, did you have words with her?
Yeah, dude, she wanted to fight me, dude. No.
Yeah, hey, what are her socials, dude? Does she have any socials she wants to shout out?
Yeah, she wanted a vacuum, and I was like, no, just wait a little bit. And I even told her, I'm like, don't even worry about this floor. Don't vacuum the floor. It's fine.
Yeah, it's clean enough from last time.
Yeah, take a load off, will you?
So, yeah, I gave her a break today, and I'm sure people in the office are not going to be happy, but it is what it is. Right? One step at a time. It is what it is.
One step at a time.
Exactly. Whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, twoheelsintheface.com. Check out the articles that are there. We have our past episodes there as well. And I think there will be some time left to still vote on the buffet bracket, right, Charlie?
Depending on when you're listening to this, it's going to end Thursday. The 14th.
Well, that's a tight turnaround based on our
That's a tight
recording time.
turnaround. So probably maybe not, but maybe you can celebrate the winner, which will probably be the Stunner. It's leading right now. So
Stunner versus the 5-star Frog Splash.
correct.
So yeah, we'll have a winner up next week. We'll talk about it, and we'll figure out what are we gonna do once we have a winner. I mean, I think we invite Stone Cold to the podcast, right? Like
That's
the right thing
that's
to
only
do.
right. I think Stone Cold just comes on the podcast. I'll text him.
Yeah,
And it should be easy actually. So.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
well, not after.
I'll bring him by the dojo.
Yeah, dude. He might be good enough. I don't know.
Yeah, figure it out.
All right. Well, thanks. That's a wrap.
Thanks, Chris.